intro epico. Signor Giovanni Frigo, una buona giornata.
Sì, anche lei, signor
Allora, tutto
Stego.
bene, Giovanni
tutto
Frigo?
Bene, tutto bene. Reduci da una stancante ma appagante
Guitar Show di Bologna,
ragazzi.
signore. Sì, il Guitar Show è stato veramente notevole anche quest'anno.
E di più.
Tantissime chitarre, no?
Vedi che ho messo gli occhiali per coprire le occhiaie.
Sì, infatti all'ingresso hanno sequestrato la carta di credito a Giovanni per evitare che potesse andare in rovina.
Io mi ero portato il malloppo, poi in realtà non ho trovato, diciamo, da spendere. Però mia moglie ieri sera, ti dico questa news,
ti ha perquisito.
Solo te la dico, naturalmente. Mi ha perquisito quando sono entrato a casa.
Giustamente.
Gli hai detto, fammi vedere cosa c'hai in mano. Ti giuro, parole testuali,
sì,
niente, c'ho solo lo zaino.
Tra l'altro, quest'anno il Guitar Show è stata per me la prima volta in assoluto in cui ho potuto prendere in mano una Les Paul del 59 originale, che è valutata come una bella casa.
Una bella casa, esatto. In centro Milano.
Veramente.
Al metro quadro.
Notevole, è di proprietà di uno dei soci di Vintage Authority. E è stata una bella esperienza, insomma. C'è una 59 e una 60 sempre flame top, bellissimi, tenuti anche molto bene.
Strumenti incredibili, ragazzi incredibili che ci mettono una passione.
Assolutamente. Però,
il nostro Simone.
Però c'erano anche un sacco di strumenti nuovi, bellissimi, da suonare, provare, per cui è stata una bellissima fiera anche
veramente.
Però detto questo,
vabbè,
andiamo a vedere uno dei nostri video divertenti, ecco,
come per
iniziare, come da tradizione. Prego regia.
Queste sono le forze oscure, che si oppongono sempre.
Ma
quando devi mettere il jack,
dannazione, sempre.
È vero o no? Che sempre. Devi allacciare la cinghia, dici ma chi è che c'è dietro? Ecco, questa è la spiegazione.
Accordi non
col
si
guantino
accorda,
nero, tra l'altro.
Non trovi mai il foro del jack, eccetera. Ovviamente queste cose succedono particolarmente quando si è dal vivo.
Sì,
no?
A 30 secondi dall'inizio del concerto.
Giusto ad aumentare la tensione che accompagna il momento.
Sarà accordata la chitarra e allora accordi compulsivamente.
Certo che no.
E c'è una patologia, l'accordatura compulsiva.
Sì, soprattutto se hai una Les Paul, la corda del sol, capito?
Che ti fa le pernacchie quando ti guarda. Vabbè, dai.
Bene, tuffiamoci direttamente nelle altre news, oltre al Guitar Show, nelle altre news che vogliamo trasferirvi questa settimana.
Vai.
Per cui prego regia.
Sigla.
Allora, eccoci in studio. Allora, abbiamo un po' di news riguardanti un po' di concertini che succedono questa settimana.
Il 21 maggio, una bellissima
giovedì
Rocker TV Night con la nostra Niva nazionale.
Esatto, dove si svolgerà? Al rock and roll.
Niva che guarda l'infinito.
Il cielo, guarda l'infinito, esatto, molto ispirata.
Esatto. E abbiamo un piccolo contributo video.
Ok, benissimo.
Prego regia.
Yeah!
Donegat, Sinest e Irene Manca.
Queste sono le band che si esibiranno, gli artisti che si esibiranno il 21 appunto al Rock and Roll di Rho, giusto?
Giovedì,
Rock and Roll di Rho?
No, Rock and Roll credo quello di Milano.
Ah, ok. Sì. Benissimo, poi cosa succede invece il 22?
Allora, il 22, aspetta che io devo studiare perché sennò... Il 22 c'è un bellissimo concerto dei Pancreas, uno dei tanti, perché abbiamo...
In realtà abbiamo una bella lista, vediamo i concerti che fanno, sono un bel po', ma comunque
bella piena.
Il più vicino è appunto il giorno 22.
Ad Arco di Trento.
Ah, ok, perfetto, non fuori dalla porta, però per i trentini, ecco, un'occasione per vedersi una serata punk con una band tra le protagoniste di questo genere nel panorama nostrano, per così dire. Benissimo.
Volevamo segnalare questo.
Poi, il 22 cos'altro
sempre il 22,
succede?
qua vicino a Milano, al Parco Tittoni di Desio, ci sarà il nostro Fabrizio Polio.
Ok, che farà un concerto, giustamente.
Un suo concerto, nel quale io naturalmente non mancherò.
È bravissimo il nostro Joe.
Poi il Parco Tittoni ne fanno parecchie di cose, ce ne sono anche altre più avanti che poi segnaleremo. Però,
speriamo ci sia bel tempo perché Maggio sta facendo delle sorprese.
Pazzerello, ecco. Maggio pazzerello. Bene, il 23 invece maggio ci sarà il nostro amico Amudi Safa
Yes.
a Fiorenzola d'Arda
Per una serata dedicata alla chitarra.
Manuel Boni.
Con Manuel Boni, Silvia Boschiero. Per cui una serata super
una
chitarrista.
guitar night.
Ecco. Esatto.
Best of Guitar si chiama questo evento. Per cui insomma, se siete in zona, un giretto si può sempre fare.
Invece al Q-Hub del nostro Davidone ci saranno i Riff Raff and Friends, se non sbaglio.
Sì, che è
Infatti
una tradizione annuale.
Purtroppo non ci sarò questo weekend, sarò via e mi spiace perché comunque sarei andato volentieri a fare un pezzo con i miei amichetti, perché queste Riff Raff Night di solito...
Io so che tu hai militato nei
Esatto, in queste serate Riff Raff and Friends di solito richiamano le persone che hanno suonato con la band, eccetera. È un grande happening, per cui mi spiace purtroppo non potermi unire a loro, ma vi consiglio di andare perché è una serata estremamente divertente.
E poi insomma, c'è sempre Davidone che offre da bere, per cui...
E poi la figata dell'andare a fare queste serate con i Riff Raff è che provi di nuovo l'ebbrezza di suonare con uno stack Marshall dietro al culo a cannone.
Cosa che adesso è molto rara.
Esatto, è molto rara, però loro sono fedeli alla linea, per cui il loro backline sono dei Marshall a cannone con 2 casse per ogni testata, per cui è anche molto divertente da quel punto di vista.
Vero. The Wall of Sound, benissimo,
esatto.
Benissimo. Ultima cosa, naturalmente eravamo rimasti in debito dall'ultima puntata con il nostro Ricci Moicano.
Esatto, perché siamo andati un po' lunghi.
Siamo andati un po' lunghi, abbiamo
insomma
tagliato e eravamo in debito di
alcune
un paio
informazioni,
di segnalazioni, esatto. Possiamo mandare la locandina del loro Spring Tour 2026.
Esatto, con varie date italiane.
La prima è stata proprio questo, credo il 15 a...
Allora mi sembra che la prossima programmata sia il 23, le prime che ci sono ce le siamo già perse purtroppo.
Esatto.
Mentre poi ci sarà anche un UK Tour, come ci diceva Ricci nella puntata scorsa. Loro suonano spesso in UK e sono proprio di casa, e infatti vedete quante belle date ci sono in UK per settembre. Per cui vi consigliamo di andare chiaramente sulle pagine, sul sito e sulle pagine social dei Doberman per avere maggiori informazioni. Sicuramente vale la pena andarseli a vedere.
Yes.
Caro Gio, sei contento di tutte queste news?
Molto contento, ma io sono super contento perché ragazzi oggi vedete qua dietro che c'è una bellissima chitarra rosso-nera, sottolineo rosso-nera, colore incredibile, bellissima, ma soprattutto
chi la suonerà?
L'avrete
sicuramente visto durante la promozione della puntata di oggi. Noi intanto vi lanciamo la sigla di Guitar Superstar che vi fa capire che oggi l'artista che abbiamo è di calibro internazionale, ok? E intanto lo invitiamo qui in studio. Guitar Superstar! Eccoci qui!
Yeah!
Kiko Loureiro! Voglio dire, ma chi siamo? Kiko Loureiro in studio, a te la spacco quella chitarra. Oggi si spacca veramente. Kiko, grazie mille per essere qui con noi.
Grazie mille.
Pazzesca.
Sì.
Allora, con Kiko abbiamo già avuto l'esperienza del Guitar Show questo weekend.
È verità.
E in realtà ci eravamo già visti un mese fa.
Tre giorni. No, tu hai lavorato, io solamente
suonato.
Solamente?
Allora, devo dirvi che quando Kiko ha suonato il primo giorno, sabato, al Guitar Show, dopo aver suonato e sceso dal palco, è stato veramente assalito dalla gente con la coda all'italiana, che conosciamo bene, quella orizzontale praticamente.
Sì.
Dopodiché siamo tornati allo stand di Ibanez con una fila che neanche un matrimonio, capito, no? Neanche
la distribuzione dei confetti.
Siamo arrivati a stento allo stand di
sì.
Ibanez, alla fine abbiamo dovuto nasconderlo perché veramente la gente è impazzita, era decisamente la star di tutto il Guitar Show, per cui ci ha fatto molto molto piacere averlo lì. Grazie.
Importante a dire che nero azzurro.
Ok.
No. Se no Mario si arrabbia. Per il
esatto,
colore della tua chitarra.
Esatto.
È stato istruito da Mario.
Va bene, va.
Sì?
Ok.
Inter, forza Inter. Ok.
Vabbè, per questa volta, dai.
Ok.
Ti hanno istruito.
Milano, ma Kakà, Ronaldo.
Kakà, il giocatore.
Sì. Ok.
Va bene,
Ok.
dai.
Sì.
Ok, hai assolto il tuo compito.
Ok, pronto. Ok.
Va bene, dai.
Parliamo di chitarra adesso, no?
Allora, come avete
Ok.
capito, Kiko riesce anche a parlare un po' italiano, per cui riusciremo sicuramente ad essere più comprensibili, magari non durante tutta la puntata, perché come sapete a noi piace andare nel dettaglio di ogni artista che è qui con noi. Infatti noi vorremmo sapere da Kiko quando ha iniziato a suonare la chitarra in Brasile e perché. Sicuramente in Brasile c'è una grande storia di chitarra e di musica locale che l'ha ispirato, ma noi vogliamo sentire esattamente da lui come è iniziata questa passione che l'ha portato a quello che è oggi.
11 anni aveva? 11 anni? Ah, in italiano è difficile.
You can say in English, please.
Okay, no, I was 11 anni, 11 years old, and mia sorella suonava. There was a teacher coming to my house to teach the classical guitar, nylon. And then my sister was like, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm doing or not. And then my mother suggested, why don't you do half and half?
Ok.
30 minuti la sorella.
Sharing the lesson.
Sharing the lesson. And then I said, okay. So.
And then you started.
Nothing fancy, you know.
And then you started doing.
Not the calls.
But then you started doing the whole hour, and your sister quit.
Yeah. Then my sister kind of quit, and then I continued with this teacher for 2 years. You know the classical. You know those kind of those kind of things.
Okay.
But then I was listening to, I don't know. I was listening to those things, so at some point, the teacher said, yeah.
Okay,
might
it's
as
time
well,
for you to go on.
Get electric guitar.
So you switched to another teacher back then? Or?
Yeah, then I switched, I went to like a local school.
Okay. But during your classical guitar period, did you just learn classical repertoire?
The first chords, those are like first, as known as the caged chords,
Okay.
So
that stuff. So no Brazilian music yet in that period?
Yeah, Brazilian chords playing the Brazilian music, but like the popular stuff.
Okay.
Like the Pepino de Capri and things like that. The Brazilian, things like this, back in the days. Yeah, not much the difficult chords, not much. This was a bit later.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so, like those kind of chords, So this is a bit
later. It was later.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. But my house and that, my parents were like, those the idols, right?
Yes.
The references,
Okay.
It was not, like, I don't know, Motley Crue. It was
yes.
Not,
okay.
So like Caetano Veloso. I know in Italy people know Toquinho and
yes.
So Baden Powell, those kind of references.
Okay.
A bit.
So then you switched to electric guitar after your teacher realized you were a metalhead.
Exactly, 13, 14.
Okay,
yeah.
Which one was your first guitar? Do you remember the first electric guitar?
Yeah, it was an SG model, like a Brazilian brand.
Okay.
Giannini, yeah.
So an Italian
It's an Italian family. It's like a famous brand. It's a famous brand.
Still existing?
It still exists. Actually, in Brazil, we had like 3 main classical guitar brands.
Okay.
My first acoustic guitar, this one that I started, was Di Giorgio.
Di Giorgio, okay.
Not the Testament bass player.
Okay,
not
Steve Di Giorgio.
Di Giorgio, Giannini, and Del Vecchio.
Del Vecchio. All Italian-sounding names.
Yeah,
actually.
all the Italian families that came in, beginning of the century, kind of. I believe, like Daddario in New York.
Yes.
Kind of,
DiMarzio.
Probably similar family stories. But in Brazil, it's more like towards the classical guitar nylon.
Yes.
So all those companies start making classical guitar. But Giannini in the, I don't know, maybe even in the 70s, they started doing electric guitars as well. The other ones kept in the 6 strings, 7 strings classical guitar, maybe the Brazilian mandolin, maybe. I'm not sure about that.
And the electric ones were copies?
Yeah, Strat, SGs, and Les Pauls.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah.
So that was your first guitar?
They did have like some, it's a Jaguar, I remember. They did try some unique shapes in the 80s, I guess, you know. But those were the that you would find on the stores, you know.
Okay.
So I was 14, and then I went to the store and to buy my first guitar.
Was it possible to get a real Strat or Gibson in Brazil back then?
No, not.
There was a policy, you know, with the importation, right?
Yeah, it was not. Yeah, so it would be somebody would bring, you know.
Okay.
You know,
but
like
no distributor in Brazil
no,
back then.
This was later, in 91.
Okay.
Only 91 that was completely open.
Oh, in 91.
Yeah,
so before that, only local stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course, the bigger brands, professional guys, they would, you know, find
were
ways.
Able,
to,
yes.
Or be even paying the tax, but it was.
They were really high.
Very high. So probably only the professionals, you know,
were able to afford that.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. And when you started playing electric guitar, which songs were you playing? Like the bands that you were listening back then?
No, the teacher was showing me Celso, his name, and was very structured lessons with a little bit of exercise, like you know, like technical exercises. You know, those you know, or like Robert Fripp, kind of combinations, and then a lick, either from Hendrix, Page, or Van Halen.
Yeah.
Or those threes. And then a little bit, and then I started the shapes of the pentatonics.
Okay.
So that the lesson was kind of like that. And then the modes later.
You said you were like 15, 16?
14, 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did he realize you had a special talent?
No.
No?
I'm not a special talent.
Come on.
No, I just, I liked, so there were some riffs, you know, I always showed the...
Okay.
So it's like, that's what I want, you know, it's like...
Okay, the first lesson.
Yeah.
So in order to have you for the second one, he taught you a very effective riff.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. That was the first lesson. I did a YouTube video about this in my channel, but... Second lesson, the second part of the riff, you know, of course.
Fantastic.
You know, and then the third lesson comes back, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really great. I remember he played, like the first lesson, he played the lasting line solo.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
Tempo. Like,
the Ronnie James Dio song solo? Wow.
Yeah. You guys can, you know, for the ones that doesn't know, you know, back in, like in those years, like the solos from Vivian Campbell, still today is amazing. I'm a big fan of Vivian Campbell. He plays in Def Leppard now, right?
Yes.
But the lasting line, Dio, the whole metal, you know, I was listening to Black Sabbath and Turn Naomi, and then of course Dio, and then Vivian Campbell was like the new sensation.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the teacher had like a white Strat, and he just played in front of me. Back in the days, it was very hard to see somebody. It's really impressive. I think until today, when you see somebody playing really well in front of you, it's something amazing. But back in the days, that, I mean, it would turn on the TV, it would be whatever, soap opera and like no rock.
Yes.
You know, maybe it was like, I don't know, what's the guitars in the 80s, or like, you know, like the Police or things like that. So when the guy played in front of me, like for real, you know, it was a big, shocking experience.
Yeah, but then you were inspired by that.
And then, so like one lesson per week, and then I kept going and staying in that school for I don't know, kind of 2 years, 1 year or something. Then in São Paulo, I'm talking about São Paulo, Brazil, right? So Then in São Paulo, they opened up like a bigger, kind of trying to be like the MI of São Paulo.
Okay.
Like a bigger house with a lot of great teachers.
Big music academy.
Yes. That didn't really happen because like the economy was not ready for such a thing. But I went there and I get to know all the guys, all the players, because a lot of people, São Paulo is a big city. So before I was in the local neighborhood.
But all the people who wanted to do it seriously
went
were
to
there,
that place. So I met a lot of people. They're still great players, professional people now. And then I met my teacher. Was Vander Taff was one of the great guitarists of that time that he started the school. And then I met my teacher, Mozart Mello. So then I had lessons. Then the school kind of finished. Then I went to have private lessons.
Taking lessons from him.
Maybe for 4 or 5 years or more.
I have a question. Did you study in that period, or maybe later, the story about studying 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day? Did you had such a period in your life when you were learning?
This was a bit later, but not, when I was 16, 17.
Okay.
A little bit later. So I got into this teacher. So this teacher was like teaching like the top,
demanding teacher.
Exactly. So, and then it was the same time that I got to know, started to listen to guitar players. Before I was like a lot of bands with great guitar players, but then I was a bit more into the instrumental guitar players.
Okay.
And then Ingrid Malmsteen, Satriani, Vai, and like the Shrapnel Records.
Guys, yes.
Shrapnel Records was a label that was kind of discovering all the new players, right?
New talents, yes.
So late 80s, right? So around that
time. From the late 80s.
So like Paul Gilbert, Greg Howe, Vinnie Moore, like a lot of players that are still around.
Golden age.
Right? Mark Friedman, Jason Becker. Well, who else? Like many others, Michael Lee Firkins maybe, it's like, so then I was like, okay, that's
what I want to do, the direction I want to take.
So, and to play those songs, man, you have to practice.
Of course.
There's no escape.
So you played many hours a day in that period?
Then I was already, I think, when I teach or clinics or at my guitar academy, kind of what I try to say is about like the method, how the system to practice more than how many hours you play. Because you can play the same thing for whatever, 20 hours. If you want to be a Formula One driver or a taxi driver, you might drive more as being a taxi driver than, it's like how you practice and the commitment and then, taking the measurements to get better all the time. That's more important. It's not only playing, but of course you need to spend time, of course.
Do you come from a musician family?
No.
I mean, so you were the first. So were you supported by your parents when you realized you wanted to be a musician?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, that's
good. I think
good.
that was a great thing, because I didn't have the money to buy the first guitar.
Okay.
So right? So it's like my parents, so I was 11. I mean, the first acoustic guitar, it was from my aunt.
Okay.
My tia, right?
A tia.
So it's for free.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, but the first guitar was my parents. They bought. I even asked my mother. Like recently, I was asking like, why? Like she thought music was important thing. She thought music was important thing for your development.
Yeah.
She had this idea.
Yes.
And then learning music was a good thing.
Yeah.
Doing sports, learning music, and the guitar. But there was this event that I tried to. It's okay to speak in English like this.
Yeah.
It's okay. So I went to. So I had to change the school for some reason. And then I went to do a test to get into that school.
Okay.
And they asked me to write like a essay. Like do math tests. Just to see my level, and I had to write something. And then I wrote describing the Donington Metal Festival.
Yeah.
kind of, because I was into this Black Sabbath deal.
Yeah.
And I don't remember, but I probably wrote something very aggressive.
Okay.
Let's say, the singer's eating bats.
Okay.
Whatever, skulls and, metal blades, whatever. Mud, loud guitar. I don't know. I wrote something to that. And then, of course, the school said, this kid,
No.
You
were refused by the school.
I was refused. And then not even that, they called my mother to have a talk because she had a problematic kid at home.
So they wanted you to go to the psychologist.
Just like, you should, hire a psychologist because this kid is going to be a problem, etc. But then she decided to buy the guitar.
Okay.
She could have this.
Yeah.
No psychologist.
That's been a great
the guitar
gift for
was
you.
my
Your
thing.
therapy, absolutely.
Yeah.
Great.
And then actually, I started being better at school because I was kind of very, okay student, not like super disciplined and stuff like that. And then the guitar made me to be a bit more disciplined, focused on in normal school, and so I could have more time to play guitar.
Oh, great.
Che bella questa storia.
And when did you made your first band?
And then I have the friends in the neighborhood. There's other long hair guys and some because actually, so it's like São Paulo is a big city, so buildings and stuff. So there was a building close to mine. There's some other guys that just starting to play guitar. And then back in the days, we have like cassette tapes and some guys, they have a little bit more money. So some were going to the US and bringing some vinyls
stuff,
that we didn't have, we could record. And also my school that let me in, was a very good school because there was no test.
Okay.
So my mom's like, let's put in a school.
Only guitar test.
Only, no test. So they have a very nice library.
Okay.
Then with vinyls.
Okay.
So I kind of got to listen to rock because of the library. Like, it's a combination of, I have Rock in Rio in Brazil, the first Rock in Rio.
Famous festival.
I was too young, but I could see from the TV, Whitesnake, Iron Maiden, Queen, Yes,
Scorpions.
AC/DC, Ozzy with Jakey Lee, Whitesnake, John Sykes, Yes with Trevor Rabin, Brian May, it's like George Benson, all in the same festival. So the TV was showing parts of the shows. Who else was more bands? Anyway, so I was like, fascinated by that.
Yeah.
A little bit. I didn't know how to play, but I was like watching this. And then getting the vinyls in the library from the school. So get to know the Deep Purple, like older stuff.
Okay.
Not the
more 70s stuff.
More 70s stuff. Because that was the vinyls available,
Okay.
You could, like a library, you got older stuff. So I started listening to all the Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
They had all the Led Zeppelins, a lot of Deep Purples, the Pink Floyds, Nazareth, different bands. Got to know those bands. And then you have the bands of the moment, like Scorpions, or like a Power Slave for Iron Maiden. So maybe I was either recording or buying the vinyl.
Okay.
But back in the days, you wouldn't have a lot of, buy you one vinyl a month. I don't know. I don't remember. But it was not like today that you have like access to everything. So then I discovered Ingrid Malmsteen and Steve Vai, Satriani. I remember Satriani. I remember like vividly when the first time I heard the Steve Vai or Satriani.
Do you remember the first song you listened to?
Surfing with the Alien.
Okay.
In a black cassette tape. Somebody, Malmsteen as well, somebody recorded, you have to listen to this. I couldn't believe, like, what's happening? But like bands like Van Halen, was a more like big label, so they have music videos like Jump.
Yes,
so you could have this.
They were in the chart, actually.
Exactly.
Such a band.
So bands like that, you would have, videos to watch. But like those other guys, not as much, So it was a bit more niche,
And what about your first band?
The first band. So from those guys from the neighborhood, nothing serious. But right after, I was already playing, the scales and whatever, improvising. And somebody told Rafael Bittencourt, which is from Angra.
Yes.
And that he was from far away from my house. So he heard that, oh, there's a guy in this address that knows how to play guitar.
Okay.
Really well, can play arpeggio, which was me. But he heard that, was not really true. But anyway, then he went with the whole band. The drummer, the bass player, and him, the drummer, Marco, was the future Angra drummer. The bass player, Carlos Zara, he came to live in Italy. And then Rafael, they went there, start talking to me like, oh, do you want to join the band? And
okay.
Stuff,
so they reached you, actually.
Yeah, they went to the house, which is kind of uncommon nowadays.
Yeah, absolutely.
Imagine, like, you ring the bell, hey,
we're a band.
Do you want to join the band? I heard you can, without even seeing me playing, just by the rumors and.
Yeah, you already had a reputation back then.
Yeah, I don't know.
How old were you back then?
17.
17, wow, really super young.
17, and then I said, yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
But it was before Angra, so it was another band.
Okay.
And then I got to, and then almost like 2 years later, Rafael with André Matos, the singer from Angra that passed in 2019, they decided to form Angra.
Okay.
And then I had this relation with Rafael from before, and then he asked me to join this Angra project that was just starting. They have the songs, and they were about to record the first demo tape.
Okay.
And then I joined.
And was Felipe already the bass player of the band?
No.
He arrived later.
No. The bass player was Mariucci. Luis Mariucci. He did the first 3 albums from Angra. The whole 90s he did. The drummer didn't stay long. This first drummer that was from this other band. And then Confessore. So it's always Riccardo Confessore, all the Italians, on drums. He joined in the second album. He joined right after the recording of the first album, so he did a tour. So Riccardo Confessore, Luis Mariucci, me and Rafael on the guitars, and André Matos. That was the Angra. We did the demo, we did the first album, and then Andreoli, the bass player, he came in 2000.
Okay.
Yeah, when we have the split of the band, and then when that's why Felipe is way younger. So he was like
okay. You were talking about tour. So you guys made the band and then you started touring. Was that a Brazilian tour or South America, or where did you guys start touring?
Come on, it's like pioneers, like breaking the, like opening the
in the Amazon,
opening the forest. I mean, you have Sepultura already kind of getting exposure attention in Europe already. So we could see like, oh, that's cool to see the band going, doing well. There was all the bands there. And then Andrea was coming from a band called Viper that had a success in Japan with one song and one album. They're kind of mixing this classical music and metal.
Okay.
So that's why we have this attention from the Japanese label when Andrea had this new band called Angra, So it's all because of Andrea had this contact. But at the beginning, we were playing in a club.
Okay.
Like a 300 people club. We did one concert there. Blackjack Bar. It's a bar, those rock clubs. The only one in São Paulo, basically back then. Almost the only one, And then, we did the concert there. It was sold out because Andrea was a name already because the previous band. I kind of inside the scene. I kind of had a little bit of a name, I guess, Or people, this guy knows how to play. Let's see him, or kind of thing, not famous.
Intanto vediamo qualche bella foto.
We have some very nice pictures.
Yeah.
That's later than that period we're actually describing.
A bit older. Yeah, that's this year. Yeah. So I'm talking about, I was 19. Yeah, so it would, and then we had this idea to do a cover band. We were like very now we want to make a band that's like really professional, whatever that means, back then. We didn't want to do the first show as Angra without having played before.
Okay.
Right? So that's like, if you do our first show as Angra, it's not going to be good because it's the first.
Okay.
So we should start somehow. So we had this idea of do an Iron Maiden cover band.
Okay. Just Iron Maiden?
Just Iron Maiden because of the formation, 2 guitars.
Okay, yes.
And then that was an idea. We did maybe 2 shows or 3.
Okay.
So we could have a little bit of a practice without saying that it's Angra. It's like Iron Maiden cover.
And what was the name of that Iron Maiden tribute? Do you remember?
I don't know. Iron Maiden tribute.
Okay.
Because it's like the idea didn't really happen.
Back then, the term tribute wasn't even used.
No, we used the cover band. Cover.
Yeah.
In Portuguese was cover. So Iron Maiden cover would be enough to say, okay, it's a tribute band.
Okay.
So we did maybe 3 shows.
Okay. And then you finally did the first Angra show.
Then we did this club, maybe did another 1, 2 or 3, nothing. Like, there was no place to play. It's like, the band was... But then we got... Because the idea was to record the album. Because we had the songs, composing the songs. We did the demo, like, really the best we could. And then we're, like, rehearsing a lot and practicing and discussing about the arrangements, all that.
Okay.
And then waiting for the Japanese company, JVC, to give the green light to sponsor the first album.
Okay.
So we kind of, we didn't play much because we're kind of preparing the demo to get approved by the label. Because that's, back in the day, it was like that, somebody has to choose you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But that happened. That
happened, and then we went to Germany and recorded Angels Cry, which is the first album.
It was recorded in Germany.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when you did the first tour, was it in Brazil, just Brazil?
Oh, yeah, the first tour, the first shows, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And then years by years, album by album.
We played for the first time so we did in '93 this first album. And then we played in Europe for the first time when we went to record the second album.
Okay.
Right? So in '95, it was expensive to come with the whole band to Europe,
Yeah.
So we came to Europe for the album, and before recording the album, we did a short tour. So it would help to, also because we're getting some attention, the band, and then also to, for the expenses and all that. So we did Paris, we did Milano.
Okay.
So we had the album released already.
What year was that?
This is '95.
95, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't remember. We came here, I remember. But I don't remember the name of the place. But Paris, we still have some pictures from this Paris concert. We did some German clubs. It was very different for us to be like in those clubs. We played Hamburg and some other place, maybe like 10 shows in total.
Cool.
Yeah.
I guess for you guys was like a pretty nice achievement to fly to Europe and finally play in that continent.
Yes, and then we had a tour bus already.
Wow.
So the band was, so because some labels were kind of, this band is good, those guys are good, I guess, And then because Angels Cry was gold disc in Japan.
Okay.
So Angels Cry was gold. So nobody knew us. Angels Cry, best album of the year, good awards. Reviews from the magazine. And we're like gold disc. And then the labels in Europe, a bit later, start releasing the album. Okay, those guys are doing well there. So might have push them here in Europe to see what happens, And then the tour came already with the tour bus, kind of investment as well.
Okay.
Like we played in some okay venues already in the first tour.
Nice. So then Angra took off to arrive being one of the main Brazilian band. But in the meantime, you decided to start also a solo career. When did you record your first
this is
solo?
way later.
Like
10 years later.
10 years later.
Yeah. People sometimes don't.
Was it No Gravity?
No Gravity.
The first No Gravity is 2005?
Yes. 2004 I was recording.
Yeah.
So it's basically almost 10 years.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And that was a great album, actually. And
Oh,
actually,
thanks.
it contains one of the songs that they ask you for in every clinic, that is Enfermo.
Enfermo, yeah. Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Intro like this, some diminished. But I was already experienced because I did feel already. I did 4 albums with Angra, touring, and then I felt like I always loved the guitar music.
But you had something else to say with the guitar, maybe.
Yeah, then I was like, I always wanted to do, a few years before I was trying to write the songs, but I was writing the songs with Angra.
Yeah.
So the instrumental songs, I was like trying here and there. You have the guitar clinics, you would be improvising. So I was like slowly was building this feeling that I want to put it out, and the courage to do it, And also, in this time, the market went completely down.
Okay.
So in 98, 99, you have the MP3. Then you have that changes completely the industry. We have to remember some stuff that is not in our reach, that happens to the world, right? So in the beginning of in the 90s, late 80s, you have the invention of the CD.
Yes.
Compact disc. So this gave a lot of money to the record labels. That's why Angra exists.
Okay.
And we cannot forget that, because otherwise it sounds like, we're genius. But the beginning of the 90s, the record labels, they were like re-releasing the whole catalogs of
CDs.
all the bands in CDs. They're selling again all the albums you can imagine, right?
Yeah, no production expenses.
All the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, etc. So reselling again with the media that was cheap to make and could charge the same as a vinyl.
Yeah.
Didn't break. They have contracts connected to the vinyls that there was like 10% more for if you break the vinyl. So they were using the same contracts with the product that didn't break.
Of course.
And then, already profit of 10% for only that. There's so many other things that is connected to the industry that we kind of took advantage in a way, a Sepultura too, all the bands that comes in the 90s, because there's more money in the industry, right? But the party ends in 99.
Yes.
98, 99 with the MP3 that goes completely down, and then everybody, what's gonna happen now?
Yes.
Not talking about the internet yet, although it existed, but the internet was very slowly and more text, right?
Yes.
But then with the MP3, now you can download anything for free.
Napster, you remember?
The Napster.
Yes.
Like the Metallica guy suing the fans, it's the whole very confusing times, But even then I decided to do my album.
Yeah.
Which was like, all my friends and people was like, are you crazy? You're stupid. Who's gonna, spend all this money, to the studio, etc. To record? But I wanted to do it.
Yeah, but actually that defined you as a guitar player apart from the bands, because then you joined Megadeth later. But you are Kiko Loureiro. You became Kiko Loureiro, especially thanks to your solo stuff that is pretty different. For example, when you released Universo Inverso, it's a totally different album, more acoustic, with a lot of Brazilian influence. So, of course, I guess you needed to express yourself with that music as well.
I was not thinking, I was not thinking for the success of the project, otherwise I would do something like Angra, put a singer or something. Of course. I have a new band or something. That would be like competing with my own band.
Of course.
So the idea was like, no, I really like Satriani, that generation of guitar players. I wanted to do something like that because that's the music that I was listening. I grew up listening to, so it was like really from the heart I wanted to do. And then during the recordings of the Temple of Shadows with this, the second album of the new lineup, we had a break, and then I was with the producer, Dennis Ward. So like, I always wanted to do an album, having this conversation, And then I said, I can help you. I can, do a price. We can go to the studio in Germany that, because the studio that I recorded Angra before.
Uh-huh.
So I could stay at the studio. He said, now we can talk to the guys to do like a price, whatever, because it's going to be instrumental music, poor guys.
Okay.
But then it's like, he put me, it's possible. And then I went to Germany.
Okay.
And then recorded the album there.
The first one.
The first one.
Okay.
And then I was with Mike Terrana.
Okay.
Terrana. He lives in Italy, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, my friend. And then the label, somebody's, I think it was the French label. The guy said, Mike Terrana is a metal guy, but also likes fusion and likes all this stuff. It's going to be a great drummer for you. And then I kept that in mind, and then I called him, and then he came I went to Hamburg. He was living in Germany. I didn't have the songs done, 100%.
Uh-huh.
Maybe half of the album done.
Okay.
And then it's
okay,
let's go.
You completed in the studio?
I kind of completely, I had the ideas, but not the drums arrangements and stuff. I just, let's do this, And then I went to rehearse with Mike in his drum room, and then kind of figure out the songs, because some might have the melodies, but I didn't know like how the drums would be or the arrangement. Then I went to the studio and he recorded the drums. There are like 10 songs with drums, and then another 3, like 2 classical guitar.
Okay, yes.
Some I composed at the studio there.
Yeah.
Some ideas I finished there, yeah.
Wow,
yeah,
cool.
Like
and going on and on in your career, let's arrive when you joined Megadeth.
Yeah.
Did you already know the band? I mean, did you meet them during festivals? I mean, of course you knew them, but personally know them. Did you meet them during maybe festivals with Angra and them?
Yeah.
How
yes.
Did they ask you to go there to try to join the band?
No, I did. So I did a photo session with Dave Mustaine in 2008.
Okay.
So I joined the band 2015. So 7 years prior to that, Angra played with Megadeth in a Japanese festival.
Okay.
And in Japan, Angra has a great reputation. So the Burn magazine, which is the biggest rock metal magazine there, decided to put me and Dave Mustaine on the cover.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then knowing Dave now, so it's interesting that he accepted to.
Yeah.
I mean, because also he told me like, the Japanese said you're like a great musician from a nice band, so he thought it was a good idea. So there's this picture, 2008 cover of the Burn magazine.
So he reminded that.
He didn't. No. He didn't. I told him after I was in the band. He didn't remember. Then remember this? It's like, it was you. So it was not because of this encounter. Because it was fast. Was like I remember we went to for the photo session, like 30 minutes, 1 hour, did a photo together and left.
Okay.
So and then we played that festival, Loud Park Festival.
Okay.
And then Megadeth was the headliner. I think we played one before. I think Avenged Sevenfold was in the same festival, whatever. I remember being in the same festival, but not meeting them. But later, I had the chance to play in an all-star metal band. There was a concert in South America. Angra was playing in Bolivia and São Paulo. And then was Zakk Wylde, Dave Ellefson, Megadeth bass player at the time, and Geoff Tate from Queensryche, Vinny Appice. On drums, and Ross the Boss, Manowar. So the Zakk Wylde I said already. Who else? James LaBrie. Dream Theater. So it's an all metal festival, right? And then Angra was playing the same festival. And then Gus G should be there, but something happened that he was not able to go. And then I was in my hotel room, like relaxing. And then he said, hey, Kiko, can you learn some Dream Theater songs and Queensryche and Black Sabbath for tonight because Gus G is not coming?
Wow.
And then I said, like, I think, no, I think it's too much. But then I thought, well, I was always a big fan of Queensryche as well. And to play with Vinny Appice would be like, yes. And so, okay, the Black Sabbath I know, so I can do it. So I accepted to play the Sabbath and the Queensryche.
Okay.
And then, so I played, and the bass player
was Dave.
Was Dave.
Okay.
You know, so he saw me playing. We played together those 2 songs, 3 songs, whatever. The next day or 2 days later, they had it in São Paulo, and then they called me again. Can you come to the show to do that? I was like, well, okay. You know, so Dave got my number.
Okay.
You know, there, my phone number.
So actually, when you joined Megadeth, it was Dave calling you. Hey, do you want to try?
The bass player.
David, yeah.
Ellefson. He got my number, but then I think Ellefson knew already the band, or like Chris Broderick was leaving, but he couldn't say.
Oh, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
But then, and I think they were trying to get a reunion.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Right? So that period there. So he just in case was like, I'm going to get the number from this guitar player because I liked him. So
but
that's
actually, they were trying to do a reunion, but luckily they didn't because unfortunately Nick Menza died right after that.
I know.
Yeah, do you remember?
Yeah. So that what happened. And then, so probably not going to remember, but we got the news of Megadeth. We were doing an Ibanez tour here in Italy.
Yeah.
And you mentioned, you remember that?
Yeah.
You mentioned, oh, Megadeth is like looking for a guitar player or something. And then we were talking like, how cool is the Megadeth for a guitar player? Because they have great solos from Art Friedman and you know, Chris Broderick and Chris Poland, you know, all the great solos and the guitar work. And then because, of course, Ozzy, Van Halen, all those bands from the 80s, they have great guitar stuff, you know. So you don't have that many kind of bands left.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
If you think, you know, and then a lot of guitars, I don't know, you know, Van Halen back then, you're not gonna be the guitarist from Van Halen,
right?
Of course. So a lot of bands, the guitarist is the boss. Yeah. So it's more like Ozzy would be you know, like the dream gig.
It's actually the same because Ozzy, but also Dave Mustaine, they always delivered great guitar players. Exactly, so being with them is like, you know, a brand, okay, this is a very good player.
Yeah, exactly. They have the eyes, right? Like to find people that can fit well. And they also let the guy shine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is a thing that, okay, do your stuff. You know, Dave Mustaine was very, very nice in this way because like
he is absolutely.
You know, do your stuff. Like in the album, I have a song called "Conquer or Die."
Yeah,
the idea was to be like an intro of a song, but then I did the whole classical intro and the solo, and then it became a song. You know, you know, So he put that's, and then before that he said, "Let's think something to highlight you."
Okay.
You know, have that in mind.
That's very nice.
Like a eruption, he said. Like an eruption, something like that.
Yeah.
So not only is a great place, but also who is like commanding the concept of the band has this thing, like guitar is very important.
Yes.
And then has to have a place. So I remember talking about that. And then maybe like 2 weeks later, I got the call from Mustaine.
Yeah. So it was
because he got the number from, he saw my name was on his list.
Okay.
Somebody was helping Dave to put a list of guitar players that could fit the band. And I was on that list. And then Ellefson said, no, I know Kiko.
Okay.
It's great.
So
I have his number. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, that's great. And you spent 9 years with Megadeth. And actually,
years.
You were already really well known, especially in the guitar community, really well known worldwide. But actually, Megadeth brought you in the Olympus of guitar players, the greatest of all time. So that's really great.
Okay,
it was a good opportunity, I guess.
Yeah.
But we want to give a good opportunity to our followers as well, because now we have the moment of our quiz. Okay?
The quiz, okay.
Yeah.
The different
Prego, regia. Quiz. E rieccoci qua, ragazzi. Adesso spieghiamo a Kiko in che cosa consiste il nostro quiz. During the quiz, we usually play the intro, a guitar intro of a famous song or a very important part during the song.
Okay.
And the fastest one getting the right title, they win a software that is offered by your sponsor Overloud.
Okay.
They made a THU, that is a software, a guitar software,
okay.
and they made a version for our show, THU Rocker TV. So it's a free version plus a number of amplifiers to do metal, blues, and all that stuff, you know?
All right.
So the fastest one on the chat or in the YouTube comments wins that.
Okay.
It's very important.
I thought it was the fastest.
No.
Playing. Got it.
The quickest
one,
to get the title. But of course, our guest, if you could actually get the title of this song, but you don't have to scream the title, otherwise it's not valid anymore, ok? So just be poker face and that's it.
Okay.
A voi a casa, come al solito, diciamo, ricordatevi, se vedete che siete stati i più veloci a rispondere, scrivete, poi innanzitutto scrivete sulla chat immediatamente, o se nessuno ha indovinato la chat lo scrivete nei commenti di YouTube. Fatto questo, scrivete a sebo@rockertv.it oppure joe@rockertv.it per avere ciò che vi siete meritati. And now let's listen to this.
Sentiamo.
Poker
Poker Face.
Face.
Un'altra volta, per favore. Una terza volta. Allora, probabilmente qualcuno ha già indovinato, ovviamente, ha a che fare con la nostra puntata di oggi, con il nostro ospite di oggi, però vinca il più veloce, come al solito. Benissimo,
bene.
Allora lanciamoci direttamente nella prossima rubrica, che è Ferri del mestiere.
Vai.
Ed eccoci qui, non vediamo l'ora di sentire Kiko che ci parli della chitarra che ha portato in studio oggi. Ok, Kiko. You brought this beautiful guitar. That is your signature Ibanez guitar.
Yeah.
So, song?
Something like that?
Something sounds similar.
Like this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Talking about the guitar, right?
Yes. So,
Questo is a Ibanez Kiko 100. Yeah.
that model was released in 2014, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So 2014. It was kind of based on the shape of the S model, but then the body, the idea was to have
The body is thicker.
a thicker
right?
body, and then I was trying different neck shapes. So I tried some neck shapes from the shapes from the line of Ibanez, the Joe Satriani guitar, the Wizard neck, the C5, and in the end it's like something. It's a compromise in between.
Okay.
It's
a little fatter than the RG Super Wizard.
Than the RG, but not so rounded as the AZ, let's say.
Yeah.
So I like the way that style of neck. Scalloped here.
The last six frets,
ones.
right?
Yeah. DiMarzio pickups.
Your signature set.
My signature set. So older. And yeah.
Ebony fingerboard, right?
Rosewood.
Is rosewood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dark.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So.
Something.
Yeah. So. About this preset here, right? you know. So. What else?
Actually, other than this one, you have a complete line of signature guitars from Ibanez, right?
That's correct.
We actually have some pictures so we can actually describe them.
That's good.
Yeah, let's see some. This is the entry-level one, you know, the Kiko 3S. Yeah?
Yes.
It is like $399, something like that, the price.
You know better the
prices. Yeah, you know, of course.
I don't pay for the guitars, so I don't know.
And this is the premium one, the premium, Kiko 10.
Yeah. So we have the, this trans black premium color. It's a beautiful guitar. I use those as well. The premium is an amazing guitar.
Yeah,
amazing product.
Great value for the money. Incredible.
Oh, yeah. Yes. And then I did many shows with the premium. I don't have it here now with me, but yeah. So this one, this color is only the premium.
Yes.
So the 100, so it's made in Japan, is the red one. So, but they're basically kind of same configuration, same pickups. You know, the hardware is pretty similar. The bridge is different. So what else? Yeah. So that's the Kiko 100 and the red one.
Yes.
And then the Kiko 10P, which is the premium.
The premium one. Yes.
The trans black. You know, trans red and trans black. So it's like a modern guitar with the kind of colors and even like the kind of the shape a bit more traditional, let's say. You know.
Yes.
So cover. So this is the 300. It was a release.
The last one released this year, right? Yeah. And it's based on the AZ series, right?
AZ series. I've been using the AZ guitar as an extra guitar for my recordings, my albums. You know,
so different tones.
Different tones, like the album's open source. The open source, which was released in 2020. When did AZ started? Maybe 18 or 19? 18.
Exactly.
Okay. So yeah, so I was probably one of the first. I remember seeing the prototypes. So I was kind of one of the first ones to get AZ.
Yes.
So I really liked, because I have my fusion or that style. I like those fusion guitarists. So it's a guitar that fits really well for that style. So I remember using a lot at home. The AZ, those first ones, the prototypes.
Yes.
And then I used on the open source album.
Okay.
It was released in 2020. And then the Theory of Mind as well. Theory of Mind, I'm using this one, the 300.
Okay, the 300.
I had the prototype already with me. And then I was using different AZs, and then the Ibanez suggested, I wanted to have the AZ. Actually, when they showed me like the first sketches or like the first, it's like, that's a kind of a cool guitar to have. But I still feel like I was playing in Megadeth or the metal stuff that I thought would be good to keep this guitar.
The Kiko 100, of course.
Yeah. And then to have it as an extra, a different,
Yeah, it makes sense, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's the idea of having the AZ. So different tone and different feeling. You have the stainless steel frets, other things that I don't have here. Is an option. I think it changed. I kind of like not having sometimes.
Yeah.
You know? I kind of old school in that sense. So if you want to do...
You like a darker sound.
That sound...
Yeah.
You don't have it.
Yeah, exactly, because they're so well polished.
Yeah. So it's perfect, it's like a flute.
Yeah.
So it's not the same. So I think it's cool, because the guitar players that I grew up listening,
They all did this stuff.
They did this a lot, you know.
Yeah, of course.
So mainly because they have less gain, so you could hear even more of this.
Exactly.
You know? So it's part of the sound of the guitar for me. So it's really, but of course the stainless steel feels smooth and then you have some kind of a clean tone in a way that is also nice, you know.
So, more crystal tone. Yeah.
As we cannot just switch and press a pedal to change, so
exactly.
I have like two guitars.
The guitar is still pretty analog, an analog instrument.
Exactly. I like the fact that it's analog. Yeah. You have to tune.
Yeah.
You know, I know you have, you know, but if you bend a little bit, you know, with a bit more anxiety or more emotion, you're gonna get out of tune.
Yeah. That's more human.
More human, and you hit in a certain way that the note might die, you know, like depending how you're set up here. So it doesn't have a lot of gain. The tremolo and the AZ, it feels. I don't use a lot. I don't use much the dive bomb. Sometimes it might be, but I use the tremolo as more like an
expression tool.
Expression tool, like the great Jeff Beck kind of. Right. You know, it's almost like this Alan Holdsworth. Well, Alan would be more like this, right? So the AZ tremolo is amazing for that as well, you know.
Yeah, I know, actually. I love the AZ as well,
Yeah.
Absolutely. And sound-wise, from this super analog tool, you actually use the quad cortex mainly for
using here,
not just for clinics, but also on live stage for big concerts. You were using it with Megadeth and even with the Angra, the reunion concert you guys are doing. So you make a very professional use of the quad cortex, showing that actually it's a very professional tool. And what do you think about this digital technology?
So when I joined Megadeth, they're already using those
fractals.
Fractals. So then, right after the pandemic, like the first show, maybe Megadeth was one of the first metal bands or one of the first bands to start touring in the US. And then that was when the quad cortex
was released.
And then I had one I was testing, and then I didn't want to change the whole thing in Megadeth because everything was working. I don't want to bring something that we never tested. So we sent to the guitar tech, and then so he like programmed like kind of copying more or less, matching the things, and also because everything was programmed, so we have to match
all the program change and everything.
Program changes, the numbers, all that. So I didn't tell Dave. We just changed it, like during the rehearsals. You know, like we put the quad cortex, changed it, and then did a full day rehearsal or 2 days rehearsal.
Okay.
Everything working perfectly, and then I remember like his guitar was having some problems. I don't know, like some feedback, some stuff, and mine was like perfect. You know, I was like everything was working perfectly. And then it was a new product, so it could be something, you know, that doesn't go well, or like the MIDI channel doesn't.
Absolutely.
Work. And it could be, but nothing else like perfect. And then I remember like the end of the second day or third day, it's like, hey Dave, come here, and then. So that's what I'm using. So I was already organized in the drawer. The two quad cortex, the one and the backup. the name of the songs, everything was there. Like, so we're using this, And it's like, what is that? So don't worry. And then I call Doug, the CEO from Euro, and then it's like, send one for Dave.
Okay, okay.
And then he sent one during the tour, he sent to Dave, and then Dave started using.
Cool.
And then it was we switched the whole thing for.
So till the end, now maybe he's still using the quad chords, right?
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. No, yeah, and then because he works great, it doesn't, of course, you have always to have a backup for any situation, but it works great, sounds great, it's easier to manage in many ways, so, yeah.
And actually, really portable, I would say.
It's really portable.
Yeah.
You have many possibilities, like incredible, many possibilities. You can do the captures as well if you want. Yeah, so it's really used to use, even for the tags. Keaton, my tech is like really kind of tech guy, but not all the techs are very tech friendly.
Yeah.
So it is a kind of a device that's kind of easy,
user friendly. Yeah,
very intuitive. If you have a smartphone, you'll probably. If you
still
use the Nokia old stuff, maybe you're gonna have a problem. But if you have a smartphone, it's pretty much
the same approach.
The same approach.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So it's easy to use. Yeah, and then of course since then, like it's already 5 years, 6 years, so it has been like so many updates, right?
Oh yeah, I guess so.
And getting better and better for even for those live situations for bands that start using and the quality, the processor,
It's really powerful. Thank you very much, Kiko. Now we're gonna end the episode with the last part of the show, that is the big guitar pages, le grandi pagine della chitarra.
The grande pagina.
Well, before starting, we have a question that we ask to every guest at the show. That is, did anybody ever told you, I'm gonna smash you that guitar? Te la spacco quella chitarra.
No.
No, nobody. Like an old girlfriend that you didn't care about because you were playing guitar. Nobody told you, I'm gonna smash you that guitar. Are you sick of that?
No.
That's good. That's good for you.
Yeah, I don't think it would be a good idea.
Well, some of our guests actually, they had their guitar destroyed, maybe by angry parents or something like that. It was really...
No. Nothing to complain about my parents or girlfriends or no.
Oh, that's good. Good for you.
Good.
But talking about...
They know it's important, so I think I'm the one that doesn't sometimes care much about the guitar, just leave it somewhere.
Throw them away. I'm gonna smash my guitar. That's the thing. So...
this one is actually okay, huh?
Yeah, it's okay, totally okay.
So let's...
Fairly treated, yeah.
Yeah.
So, moving from learning guitar to teaching guitar, in Le Grandi Pagine della Chitarra, we want to talk about your website, the Kiko Loureiro Guitar Academy that you founded, and you offer different ways to learn guitar and not just guitar. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, during the pandemic, but even before, I always did guitar clinics, and then I started like my very beginning. I had some friends asking me to teach them because I was playing better than them, and then it was a way to buy my strings and get some money and then get some money to buy my first Ibanez, by the way.
Yeah.
So and then I always liked the academic. I like to talk about guitar and stuff, and I like to talk about harmony, music, to know the names of things, to discover, and then doing the clinics. Doing and teaching in the beginning, then I always liked to do academic side of things, and then I was invited to do video lessons back in the days. It was not easy for me to talk in front of the camera. That I did in Portuguese. That I was invited to do in English. I did I did those DVDs for Young Guitar magazine in Japan. Things like that. I was always involved with people asking you, how do you do that? How the best way to learn, etc. to practice, warm up. And then, so I did some instructional lessons in DVD. And then when it came like the online thing, I did a few courses, you know, and then at some point I put the whole, you know what, I'm gonna put everything that I know in one place, basically, you know. So in the Guitar Academy, so I have my songs, I have tabs for all my songs, I have some videos explaining how I create the songs or deconstructing the songs. I do have about harmony, I do have about the modes, the scales, how I see it, how I practice, how I divide the time for 1 hour practice, very, focused, different techniques, etc. I said many things, like also like positions of the fingers, how exercises you keep the fingers, more educated, like closer to the neck. Riffs, I always played riffs, but being Megadeth, I learned way more to how to play riffs and get a good sound from riffs. So I did a full course
about that.
Riffs. There's a bunch of many things. So, and every month we choose a subject for people to practice, and I give some different challenges depending on the level. We give some prizes as well, like plugins and stuff. And then people take that month to practice. Yeah. Then we have a group on Discord. People can share the videos. I'm there too, like answering or watching. And
there's a community on Discord, right?
With all your community. I think nowadays that's the most important thing. It's like, it's not about the content. It's now because you have, actually it's the opposite. It's like, please give me one thing to practice this month and then let me get from zero to a place, whatever it is. I don't know much triads. Okay, open triads. Okay, let's do some exercise for that. Take this month to or sweep picking or alternate picking or pentatonic 3 notes per string, whatever is the subject.
Yes.
That the community also decides. I know what is important, but I listen to everybody. So I try to cover everything.
Everything they ask for.
And I always like to approach to rock and metal. And then even if the harmony is a bit more complex, you want to make it a bit more complex, but always how to use to the rock and metal. And then a little bit of jazz if necessary, but not going towards you need to play jazz to play.
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah. So I love jazz and Brazilian music, so the harmony thing. So I did do several of those lessons about harmony. So of course you need to mention the standard jazz standards and all this stuff, but also like how this thing appears in rock.
Yes.
Maybe you have to go to prog rock. Maybe you have to go to or a bit more sophisticated rock, but you can find. So it's a cool thing that I do, and in between. So what else? So technique, harmony, improvisation, the modes, the scales. I mean, triads, pentatonics, modes, harmonic minor, melodic minor, and what else? Chords. How to listen to music. We do some listening to music, composition, music structure, all those things. And then slowly, I do live streaming for the students, or you do a full course about, open triads. My songs are examples, and then tabs, everything necessary. But it's not about having a lot of stuff. It's about like how you present the ideas. If you want to learn the modes, how you present in a way that person can follow and understand at the end.
Understand it, actually.
It's like
totally
how to, that it makes sense.
Yes.
And I think that's the hard part, because some stuff is difficult to explain, because you might learn in a certain way, but maybe you're learning, I took years to understand.
Yeah.
But I'm not expecting everybody is going to take the same time or the same dedication.
Yes.
So how can you make it like easy to understand,
clear since the beginning,
or exciting to go back? That's another thing that is very important to when you teach. It's like you have to make it excited for the person to go back to the guitar the next day.
Yes.
And exactly. Not like, I have something else to do, going to play soccer or going to video game or
Exactly.
you're going to walk in the park. So like, no, I want to go back. I want to learn this thing. Now I'm understanding. Oh, it makes sense. So I want to continue.
Yes.
I think that's
being committed and excited.
So
to
they
do
have
that.
some group studies on Sunday afternoon. They get together and analyze songs and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Like sometimes I join, sometimes
You just watch them. Networking. Yeah. So the website is KikoLoureiroGuitarAcademy.com, right?
You can find,
Okay.
You can find my KikoLoureiro.com, my website, and from there you can find
access.
C'è il link.
Per cui ragazzi, avete capito, se volete studiare sul materiale di Kiko con il suo tutoring direttamente,
vi farà venire la voglia di studiare.
Esatto.
Di tornare a suonare la chitarra il giorno dopo.
E di impegnarsi come ha fatto lui sin dall'inizio, come ci ha spiegato in maniera molto divertente e esauriente proprio oggi. Kiko,
yeah, but not the next day. You said that to learn that to be like it's not one day. I'm sorry.
No, it's 20 years.
It's, some time. There's no magic pill or secret.
No shortcuts.
but it's fun to do it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Kiko, grazie mille per essere stato con noi. Grazie a voi per averci seguiti oggi, puntatona spettacolare con Kiko Loureiro.
È volata via.
È volata e abbiamo sforato anche tantissimo, ma oggi ce lo potevamo permettere.
Bene,
ok?
bene.
Grazie a tutti, ciao Kiko.
Grazie Kiko.
Grazie, ciao.
Ciao, alla prossima.
Alla prossima.
Ciao ragazzi.